And welcome back to the Mike Leaf Show here on the Warrior Sports Network. One final segment for the week. Coach, doesn't get any easier. A big homestand this weekend in McCowan Gymnasium. Always fun when the Concordia-St. Mankato weekend comes to town. How important is it going to be to get 2 wins this weekend?
Oh, it's going to be a tough weekend. I'm glad that we are at home. It does happen to be, by the way, our alumni. We're having an alumni game on Saturday at 1 o'clock as well. So we'll have that group back here. And we're expecting about 30 or so. But, Concordia, new head coach, came from South Dakota. And, I've known a little about him, but he follows the same trends as South Dakota. And he really does a nice job. And I believe currently, up until last week, they were giving up the least amount of points defensively in the league. So they've been playing partial zone, partial man-to-man. They've got some good shooters. They got a big man that transferred in there, 7'2". So they've got some big size to him as well. And, I think that's a real reason why they're running that zone, keeping him in the middle. And then you got Mankato, who's, as tough as ever. They lost a couple guys, but they've got replacements for them. And, it's interesting because you just don't know. Normally you're going to see a real strong Mankato game, and I've seen them lose a couple times this year, one exhibition and one regular season. So maybe they're vulnerable. I don't know. It's again so early in the year. So hopefully, we know their tendencies pretty well. They know ours, and I think it's going to be a heck of a ball game, both of them. A lot of people are sitting there looking forward to that Mankato game, but they don't understand how good, really good, Concordia is this year. And in the past, I've always said there's one team that has always scared me is Concordia late in the year. And now they're a team that will be fighting for positions on the top tier in the league from the very get-go because of the strategies of the new head coach.
You just talked about what I was going to mention. Last year, this homestand, you had Mankato first on Friday and then had Concordia. Do you like it one way or the other? Would it be nice to get the Mankato game out of the way and kind of focus on them first and then go to Concordia? Or
it flip-flops every year. So, you've got to get ready. And that's the thing about it is, sometimes people will have that perspective of one game being tougher than the other. Right. But, hey, we had 2 tough teams last weekend, and we faltered on both of them. So it's you really have to have a great mental attitude toward the game and a focus on it because it's, the parity of any sport, I think, across the league in the NSIC, the sport of basketball, I think, has the most parity in it. And, a team like a Minnesota Crookston, who everybody, who normally might go win 0 or 1 game during the course of the year, already has a defeat against a really good St. Cloud team. So the parity is there from top to bottom. And it's probably, in my 27 years, the closest parity that I've seen in the league to date.
Yep. Right. Talking a little bit more about the rivalry with Minnesota State. When you think about Minnesota State, you kind of think about 2 main players right now, with Zach Monahan and then Assem Marai. Is it more important to try to contain one guy or the other, or do you just have to limit both? Or what do you kind of think about?
Well, with Marai, I think he is, you want to try and get him away from the basket. So, and we do that just in our normal offense, but setting a lot of ball screens and having him come out, that may open it up inside for our other guards. So that's something that we do with any bigs on any team. And Monahan, he's just a really smart player. I think it's one of those guys that you just got to do a really good job of containment. He can score going to the basket. He can score with pull-up jumpers, and you hope you get him on a tough night. But as I tell our guys, the challenge is there. You got to rise to the occasion, and you can't just focus on 1 or 2 because they've got deadly shooters from the perimeter as well. So it's I did see the last 2 games; those 2 have risen to the occasion. So, if we can limit some of their touches, then hopefully we can have the opportunity at the end of the game to have a chance to win it.
The season series last year, you guys took both regular season matchups, and then they knocked you off in the conference tournament.
Yes.
Always a tough rivalry between the 2 teams. You have some new faces on the team this year, and then a lot of experience as well. What have you kind of told the new guys about this rivalry matchup, and what do you have to tell the guys who've been there before and know how tough it is?
Yeah, it's. I think it just evolves just from the players talking with each other, but it's a great rivalry, and I think that's what's fun about the game. It really is, and we have other rivalries as well with other teams in our league too, but that one just seems to bust out of there a little bit more. Just because we're in the Southern Division, and knock on wood, we're usually up on top,
right.
And so we're always battling to the end. So I think it's just one of those things that's great for the players, it's great for the fans, and great for the game. Mm-hmm. It is. It's a business where we want to fill the stands, and at the same time we want to have play a game that's fun to play. So it's looking forward to both games this weekend, and barring our state, we got to stay healthy and everybody on the same page, and just have to play our best games.
Yeah, well, like you said, hopefully the stands will be filled this weekend. Should be 2 fun games. Starting Friday, 8 p.m. as Concordia-St. Paul comes to town, and then Saturday at 6 p.m. as the Warriors face the Minnesota State Mavericks. Should be 2 great games. Hope to see you at McCown Gymnasium. Until then, until next week, this is the Mike Leaf Show here on the Warriors Sports Network.
Right there.